Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have AirPods and EarPods, and we're here to have the final showdown to see which is truly better. So if you remember, about a year ago we made a video.
Yes, we did.
Making these our fake AirPods.
Also, that video got a lot of dislikes, by the way.
It did. People didn't like it, but a year later, we have real AirPods, and we are here today to see if they are really worth it. One of the main things I said in that video was, I really don't think that the AirPods are going to be worth it. I think they're just EarPods with the cords cut off, hence why we cut off the cords. I've changed my mind a bit, I bought a pair, and yeah, we're going to test it out tonight and see if they are really worth the $160 price tag. So for the test, we're going to do sound quality,
build quality,
style,
usability,
and for the finale, we're going to figure out whether wires are better than having no wires or worse than having no wires.
Or the same.
That could be a possibility. So stay tuned. So guys, I'm going to be speaking for the AirPods since I have owned these for about a week now. Calvin's going to be speaking for the normal earpods, I think is what they call them.
Normal.
Because he didn't spend $150 on earbuds. So we're going to start off with build quality. And first thing to say for this is the build on this case, it's a lot more shiny. It's using a lot more premium materials. But what I have noticed is the materials have gotten scratched. I'm not really a fan of that because it's supposed to be a brand new case. Now what Calvin has is the old earpod case. It's actually not meant to fit the new generation of earpods because of this new cable for the iPhone 7 and 8, but I still use it.
Now,
it's a bit old.
One thing I can say is that this actually displays what you're buying. When that, I think you're just buying a little box. I mean,
yes.
So I want to buy
but there is something to say about
from
this.
Volley.
It's got a nice magnet, and it's also the charging case, so it charges pretty fast, which is also nice. So the magnet's more premium materials, so...
First of all, I have 20 magnets in my house. Secondly, these don't need to be charged. You just plug it into your phone.
Yeah, that is true, but we're talking about build quality here yet, Calvin. Okay. We're not moving on to the next thing yet. Slow your roll.
Okay, well...
So for build quality, I'm pretty sure the earbuds themselves are about the same as...
Yeah, they're the same.
AirPods, but just with wires. Now, one thing I have noticed about AirPods, if I bring them up to the camera, you guys can see this, but there's a couple of imperfections on the AirPods where it's probably going to be hard to see, but there's a couple grooves, and they're very visible on the AirPods.
If you're real life and camera, who knows?
The normal EarPods have it too in a couple of places, but I'd expect that. So, I mean, but overall, the materials are good. It feels good in your hand. It's I gotta put a point against it for the scratching already, but that could also be my fault for putting on tables and stuff,
Well, I mean, you have to be able to put it somewhere. You can't put in a...
That is true.
Like an anti-gravity machine.
That is true. But the scratches are hard to tell. Like if I'm holding it away from my face right now, if I hold it really close, I can see them. So I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to give this point to the AirPods for quality because of how nice it is, how futuristic it is, how easy it is to work with, and how good it looks. It looks the price.
Also, another problem with this is that you can actually shine lights. Like it shines a light. Like I can shine a light into Aaron's face. Which, I mean, that's a negative, just... I mean,
if you're Calvin and you enjoy doing stuff like that, that's a plus for you. But I think for the first point, we're going to give it to the AirPods. So on to the next topic. Alright, so next up is sound quality. So for this one, it's going to be a little awkward. I'm going to have to pull up my phone, get a video up or a song of some sort.
Ideally non-copyright, but...
Well, they're not going to hear it.
True. That is true.
We're going to have the one AirPod in one ear and the earbud in the other ear, if that's going to work. We're going to have to see. It might not work. We might have to try something else. It's not connecting to the AirPods because I have this plugged in. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to do both. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do both, so we're going to have to try the AirPods first and then the Apple earbuds. So it might not be the best test, but we should be able to tell some differences, or hopefully, for something that costs this much. Alright, once this ad ends, alright, we got some Jay-Z. I believe in the last video, the unboxing video, I had some MC Max, so once again, some more heavy bass and some good lyrics. So So I have the volume relatively high.
I can kind of hear it.
And I can't even hear what he just said. Very noise canceling.
Cool.
Hard bass. I mean, speaking it sounds somewhat normal. Can you hear any noise coming out of them?
Yes, I can.
You can.
That's kind of a bad thing, though.
That's an Apple thing. That's one of the problems with the style, keeping the old style. Get the music to stop quickly. The old style of the earpod, that leaked a lot of sound. Other people could hear it. So I don't really like that other people can hear the music and stuff. But, it's got some heavy bass. I can't hear him, which is something good.
That's a plus.
Noise cancellation.
Wait,
noise
that's not a plus, that's a minus.
And also, it's got some good technology. But that's not what we're talking about yet. We'll move on to that later with the usability. But let's try sound quality for normal earpods now. So, feels weird having the cord since I haven't been using that for a while. Alright, instantly I noticed how much lower the volume is on these. I mean, I know you guys can't tell this yourself. Trust my word on this, I'm giving you a non-biased report on this.
That's what politicians say.
Am I a politician? No. So you can trust me. So, instantly I can tell that these are a much lower volume with a higher volume on the phone. So it's not as high sound. I think full volume would be about the same as what, almost full volume is on that. So you get a little bit more sound coming out for your money. Also, I can hear things going on around me. I can hear myself talking. If he talks, I would hear him.
That's what she said. What did I just say?
The bass is not hard at all. I'm not feeling it at all. The lyrics, hearing the voices, it's about the same as that, but I like the hard bass and all that. I'm not really an audiophile, so it's hard to really figure out, audiophiles are people who study audio and speakers, so it's really hard to analyze this fully, but I can tell that definitely better quality sound on these, and higher bass, or harder bass, I guess is how you'd say it. So I would give that another point for sound, which is a good thing.
One thing I would like to say is that those, I could not hear the music. I could not hear it from these.
You could barely hear it? Yes.
I knew it was there.
Because it's so much lower on these, I'm thinking. So the one downside to having these, my one gripe, it's the same design, so it's leaking out music, because that was always a problem with the normal earpods. And he said he could hear the music, so they're still leaking out sound. So I believe they should do something and change that, or there's probably a third-party accessory you could get for it. But sound goes to these, so 2 points on the AirPods right now, and no points for the earbuds. Alright, so next up is style, and that's going to be a bit hard because if you want to hold those up, Calvin, what do you see that's the same about them? It's just the same. Same idea here with the design, but
they're obviously
it does look nicer without the cords. I gotta say, it looks a lot nicer in your ear without a cord around. It's a lot better. Aesthetic-wise, I believe the cord really messes around with it now that we see it without. This also has a nice chrome or fake chrome on it. The sensor and other speakers, or I guess those are microphones in there, look really good. They merged those in there pretty nice without taking away from the style.
Well, here's what I can say though, is that with this, you look like you're a doctor, It looks like you could save someone's life.
Yeah,
If it stays
does that really deserve extra points? I mean...
Well, you're up 2-1, so never mind. It's almost a start to you win. You just when we're thinking, just...
Well, we have a couple more things to go with, but
Okay,
I think we gotta give... It's got high quality materials. I mean, it's got the nice... It's just aesthetically, it looks a bit more pleasing without the wires. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys differ from that, that is your opinion. If you're looking to buy some, that is truly your opinion.
I like the wire.
Wires look good or not. That is, it's not really something you can judge yourself. You need a lot of people to judge them. Calvin and I don't agree on anything, so it's a little hard. But let me know what you guys think about that. We're going to give another point to the AirPods, though, for the style. Let's move on to the next topic.
So the next thing is usability. Now, the question is, which one is easier to use? Which one is actually usable? Which one's practical to use? You know,
which one's harder to use? So basically, Calvin's got a stopwatch set up.
Yep.
And we're going to time different things. So one thing we're going to be timing is how easy it is to hook them up to the phone. Another thing will be how easy it is to put them back in their case. And then for the final test for usability, we're going to see how nice it is to walk around with it with wires or without wires. Because one of the main selling points for these is being able to work out with them without the wires. So just to show like how easy it is to have no wires, we're going to be testing that. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to be taking out my phone and we're going to be starting off with how easy it is to hook up the pods and the ear pods. So I'm just going to get my phone out and I'm going to just tell Calvin 3, 2, 1, go. And we are set up. Now, I kind of messed that up.
Yeah, restart that.
Yeah, let's try that again because I like missed twice.
Yeah, we can do a timer up there too,
3,
maybe.
2, 1. Whoa. So 0.8 seconds to plug these in. So that was good. Now for the AirPods, I gotta put them. They gotta be in their case to start this up.
Why?
They just need to connect to the phone. They have to be in their case.
Oh.
For the AirPods, we have to flick open the lid, and that's how they connect. All right, 3, 2, 1. Connected.
0.79.
Ah, they beat them by 1 second.
No, 1 second.
1 millisecond. Sorry.
Basically, unnoticeable. It doesn't matter.
You're not really paying for the time setting it up because it's about as easy to plug in these as to set those up, which is a good thing on their part because you're not losing any time setting them up. I know a lot of Bluetooth headphones. It takes a lot of time. You have to go into settings, connect, all that. So
yeah, like I have.
That's really good. That's the one thing I like about the Apple ones.
I had Bluetooth.
It's nicer.
I had Bluetooth things, and they took like at least a minute to set up. It was pain.
The thing with Apple, it has a chip in it. I think it's like the W11 chip, and that's what helps it connect to the phone so quickly. Because of that chip, it can connect to Apple devices really quickly. Now, our next test is going to be testing how quickly we can get them back in the cases. So Calvin, if you are ready with the time, we're going to start with probably the slowest one first, because these are impossible to get into their case, and they will not be coming back out after they go into the case. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, one in there, one on that side. We have to put the volume in there, in its little spot, and then we start wrapping the cords up. The cords start to get bunched up around here, so we gotta make sure they have a space to fit on there. We gotta make sure none of the cords are bulging out, or else the top won't fit on. We keep wrapping around.
25.
We keep wrapping around, and then once we get to the plug, that hangs up here. These also chill up here. Then you just try to maneuver this top on, and they're on.
Well, I stopped it a little bit early because I was getting sad, but it was like 38 seconds, and I stopped it at 32.
Half a minute to put them away. I mean, honestly, some people don't really care.
Some people don't even put them away. Like
most people don't, but I
throw them.
Yeah.
Just throw them out.
And then they get tangled, so it's just usability. I think these are much easier to use, but we're still going to test it, Calvin, so I'm going to pop these out here.
You put them in your ear first, just so.
No.
Yes.
Alright, then we got to add a couple seconds for those being in the ears. No, we got to keep it, we have to keep the variables the same. Come on, we did the science fair before. We understand variables.
I know.
And constants.
6th
grade. Alright, you ready?
Go.
3? Okay. In.
No countdown for you.
In.
3.73.
So.
Now, here's the thing,
that's,
though.
a lot more time, but is it really worth the extra $100?
Now,
That's up to you to decide.
Here's one thing, though, is that this thing, you don't have to have a case. I mean, you really don't need it. But
those, you do need the case.
This, you need to find a case. And if your case is buried somewhere in a drawer, that could add time. I mean, question is, where is this? This, it's not a question where is it, because you don't necessarily need it.
Right.
Because then you have to deal with tangles.
Now, for the other thing with usability, we are going to add in charging. That's going to be a point for those because they do not need to charge. So the first point that those get is because of the charging. Also,
kind of a real one.
I don't think we really need to try the walking thing because we already know this is much nicer to walk without earbuds or wires than having wires dangle everywhere as you're walking. So
that's the other thing is that even
it's helpful.
Like you can walk with these, but it's a pain. But like if you're using like a weed whacker or any kind of yard tool, you cannot.
Sweat will knock these out. So that's another point that can go to those. Those will be connected to your phone. They will not get lost if they fall out. That if these fall out and you're running on the road or say somewhere else and you don't notice, they're pretty much gone. That's the only gripe I have about that. So we're gonna give a point to those and 2 points to that for this test. So now this one I believe it's at 3 points and that's at 2 points now.
No.
So they're pretty close. It's kind of scary how close they are, but we do have our final test.
One final
which is
thing
the deciding
to
test.
say about these is that a weed whacker, if the cord gets caught in a weed whacker when they're in your ear.
How would the cord get caught in the weed whacker? Are you holding the weed whacker up to your
chest? It doesn't matter.
Chest?
It happens. Like it's something that happens. I mean, cords fly. There's the thing that cuts the grass. I mean, it could happen. It's unlikely, but it could happen.
It's very unlikely.
Well, if you're me, you gotta watch out.
Alright, if that's a problem for you, watch out.
Most people aren't like me.
Anyway, we're on to the final topic now, which is whether wires are better or worse. And we kind of went through that already with the walking thing. That, I'd say, wires are worse if you're walking around with them, but at the same time, the wires are better if they fall out. Now, for the whole casing, wires are obviously worse. These can just pop in. Instead, those have to wrap around. Wires can get tangled. These will never have a problem with getting tangled.
Wires do ensure that they're with you.
Yeah, they won't get lost. So, I mean, it's really hard to say at this point, but I'm going to have to give it to no wires. That's pretty much the whole reason the AirPods came out like that. Don't you agree, Calvin? Like,
yeah,
there's a reason that Apple brought, and all these other manufacturers are bringing out wireless earbuds. It's because wires are a nuisance, and people are getting tired of them. In the new day and age, people really don't want wires anymore. So, I truly believe that these are a great thing to buy. I'm not sure if Calvin believes that.
Like, I don't listen to music that often, so it doesn't really matter for me. But for someone who listens to music at least fairly often,
but it ends in a
sense.
total of 2 points to 4 points. So I mean,
not bad.
It's really up to you whether you want to make the purchase or not. If you really like listening to music, if you work out a lot and like using earbuds to listen to music, I would choose these over these. But if you just want earbuds to just go around, you don't really care about what happens to them, you don't care about the case getting scratched like this, get these. Nice little, they have good sound quality for the price, and they're made by Apple. They're not going to break. Or I should reiterate that. My cat has eaten 2 pairs of these, the cords, so they will break if you are not smart with them. But truly, it is up to you guys. But I believe that this is a great buy. But with that said, let us know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like for this video. Leave a like for the AirPods. And let them know there's a reason for them to exist. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And what will we do next?
Oh, it's a secret.
We will see him next time. Goodbye.